welcome back to my channel. My name is Christine and this is Just Christine. For today's video, I'm going to be planning for the week of June 16 to the 22nd, and I'm using this kit from Sadie Stickers called Poet. So this is in her rose gold foil, and on the quote box it says, "If you can't be the poet, be the poem." So I really love this kit. I'm really into koi fish in general. So when she first sneaked this, I was like totally hooked. So anyways, here are the washi, the bottom washi, which is the page 4. I also grabbed the deco in this bundle because, like I said, I really like the koi. So I like those really huge koi fishes that she has. And then I grabbed the floral decos in her washi paper, and I also grabbed the washi in her, sorry, not washi, her alcohol ink swatches. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in this, please stay tuned. Okay, so I was actually going to post this last week, but I just didn't get a chance to do the voiceover. It was a Canadian Thanksgiving, so it was pretty busy over the weekend for us. We had some families over, and there was just a lot of things that was going on in general. But now that that is all over, I have finally been able to just sit down and do the voiceover for this. I really like how this spread turned out. There's just a little bit of kind of a disassociation between parts of the kit, because I think what I've been doing lately is I've been doing like my own compositions with the full boxes and the decos, and I think that's kind of the reason why. So in this page, like the first page itself, even though I do really like how, like I said, how it turned out, I don't know, for me, I feel like it didn't look as if it came from the same kit, if that makes sense. Even though everything that I put in here was from the same kit, but I don't know, you tell me if you guys find it like a weird combination of how I did kind of like the full boxes. So anyways, I had these, what do you call this, the frames from the Pretty Pink Co. And like I said before in my previous plan with me's, I've been really trying to use these frames, and I have no clue how to use it. But for this one, I was like, okay, since it's a very artistic kit, or like an artistic full boxes, I was like, maybe the frames will work. So I think they did kind of go very well with the whole entire full boxes. And I also used the Cat's freebie from Starlight Paper Studio because I really love the butterflies that she has in her freebie. It just looks like this kind of like a free drawing of the butterfly, and I don't know, art and like artistic styles. So I was like, okay, well then I might as well just use it here. I'm really sad that I only have one of it, and I feel like I should have more, but I don't. And I really love the butterflies. I'm not 100% sure if Sadie, who owns Starlight Paper Studio, has the butterflies as like, you know, like to purchase on its own. I'm definitely going to check that out once she goes on sale. I usually try to buy stuff in the US when they're on sale because it just helps with the overall cost. Shipping from the US to Canada is not that cheap. I know I say this like almost all the time, but like I have to be kind of like, you know, money savvy when it comes to purchasing stickers, or else I'm gonna go bankrupt. So anyway, so here I was like, okay, these two full boxes looks perfect together. And then I put one at the bottom, which is great. But unfortunately, I didn't stop there. And I think this is where I kind of went a little bit crazy. This is where I'm kind of like, there's a disassociation between the three areas. I seriously don't know what I was going to do with the bottom part of the quote unquote sidebar. So I was like, okay, well, I still have all these decos, so I might as well just put like something there. But like I said, it just looks like it shouldn't be there, like it didn't belong there, but that's okay. It is what it is. It's down and it's staying there because I planned this like a few weeks ago, so everything is just gonna stay the way it is. Like I'm not mad about it. It's just I feel like it's a little bit different. It's a little bit kind of off. I didn't show on the flip through in the beginning that I also grabbed the sampler sheet on this for this kit. I just wasn't 100% sure if I was going to use it or not, because the foil on the foil sampler sheet is kind of different from the rose gold of the kit itself, if that makes sense. I really wasn't a fan of the foil on the deco sampler, not the foil sampler sheet, and it. But you know what? It is what it is. I still ended up using it because I really like the koi fish that was in the foil sampler, and I don't have any other koi fish foiled decos lying around in my stash. So it's like, well, it's there. I paid for it. I might as well use it. This is another one of those like composition slash deco that I really like, and I do really like how these like kind of moments that I make in each areas. And that's the reason that I'm kind of thinking maybe next year I'm not gonna go vertical for my planners. I've been doing vertical planning since I started planning way in like 2026. Sorry, not 2026. What am I talking about? 2016. And even though it kind of stresses me out and it's giving me kind of like anxieties that I'm thinking of not doing vertical next year, I think it's just the best option for me moving forward. Most shops still do obviously cater to vertical planners, but they also cater to non-vertical planners, and I feel like most of the time when I'm purchasing kits for next year, I've been kind of gravitating towards the deco bundles rather than the weekly planners. Sorry, the weekly bundles. It's not set in stone. I just really am still kind of processing it and seeing how much I want to take it out of my lineup, but at the same time I'm still kind of on the fence about it, because to be honest, like, you can still do decorative bundle in vertical planners and you still have that option of doing the weekly kits as well. But we'll see. 2026 is still a long way from now. Well, technically it's in like 2 months, and if I really wanted to get a planner before 2026, I need to make up my mind before Black Friday, because even though I buy my planner Black Friday, which I usually buy from Sadie Stickers, it would still take me forever to get it, which is probably like in February. But anyways, that's besides the point. Let's just get on with the day by day. On Monday as usual, I have late shift, and then after I finished my work, I had to go get gas. I know that's not really noteworthy, but for me, the fact that I have to go get it myself is noteworthy because I hate getting gas on my own. I just am not the most I'm just not the most, I don't even know. I'm not the most, like, I don't know, like, I'm pretty lazy to get my own gas there. But it is what it is. There's just sometimes where, like, you see that the gas prices are really, really cheap and you're like, oh my god, I have to go get gas now. So since most of the time at night the gas prices goes down, and since I'm late shift, it was like 9 o'clock, 9:30 almost, and the gas was pretty good, I was like, okay, I might as well go get gas. And then this is also the day that I finished the novel called Fifth Season. I believe it's an epic fantasy novel, and I've seen it everywhere in BookTube a couple of years ago, and I've been really wanting to read it for quite a while now, but I just never really ended up reading it. However, I did obviously finish it on Monday of this week, and it was such an amazing read. If you guys ever want to read an epic fantasy that's fast-paced and is just such an easy read, definitely pick this up. I am one of those people who kind of gets a little bit like, it's very daunting for me to read epic fantasy, but this one was just amazing. I really love everything about it, like the characters, and then there's just like a little hint of mystery and like a little twist in the end, which is chef's kiss. I'm actually going to be reading the second book soon, once I get my hands on it, but we'll see. My goal for this year is to actually finish that. I think it's a duology, if not a trilogy, but we'll see. Hopefully I do end up, reading it. So anyways, on Tuesday I was late for work, unfortunately. And there was, apparently I put a note here saying that there was a fiasco at work. I'm just not 100% sure what that fiasco was, but the fact that I had to put it on my planner is most likely something crazy. But we'll see. And then that I was also done early on this day, so my husband and I decided to go to this Japanese restaurant that is near-ish to our house, and have ramen, because their ramen is just so good. It's called Ajisen. If you guys if I didn't say that, if you guys live near the Toronto/Durham area, then there is a bunch of that kind of restaurant, and they have really good ramen. And then on Wednesday was my early shift. I had to be at work at 9 o'clock. And then we also had a staff meeting in the morning, which was at 11 o'clock. After work, I was done pretty early. My husband and I went to get Chinese food at our favorite Chinese restaurant, which is called Kanji Queen. So like I said, if you guys are in the Toronto/Durham area or Scarborough, anywhere in Toronto, it's a very common food chain Chinese restaurant, and it's like amazing. I also posted my plan with me on this day, which I usually do it on Monday, but if I don't get a chance to do it, I usually do it on a Wednesday. And then on Thursday is my early shift. Unfortunately, I have to be at work at like 8:30. So in order for me to be at work at 8:30 and actually be awake, I usually grab my tea first and my breakfast. So usually I leave the house at around 7:45, 8 o'clock. Just so that I'm not rushing to get to work. And for some weird reason, this day was a pretty busy day, because Thursdays are not usually busy for me. But for this Thursday, it was a pretty crazy day. And since I was done early, my husband and I decided to go to Costco, which I feel like every single time I do a plan with me, I feel like I'm saying that we're going to Costco. Costco is just one of those places where like we treat it like the mall, where we just go there, we walk around, see what's going on, and then we end up buying a bunch of things that we don't need, and then we leave the place as if we did that on purpose to buy all the stuff that we didn't need. On Friday I was working on this day, but it was an okay work day, so I did end up finishing early. And then my husband and I went to a mall near here in our place, just like literally like 10 minutes away. We decided to have lunch there. And on Fridays, my husband usually goes to his basketball league thing. So I end up having Friday night all to myself, which means I literally stayed home and watched documentaries on YouTube. I've been really fascinated watching Ancient Aliens on YouTube, and it's not the first time I've watched it. There's definitely like a couple of seasons to it. I think, sorry, my phone rang and that totally thinged my whole entire voiceover. But anyways, the Ancient Aliens is definitely like the first season is on Netflix, and then you can watch it on YouTube as well. It's a very interesting concept. So if you guys are very into those kind of like conspiracy theories or like just documentary stuff that's interesting, definitely check it out. It's really fun to watch. I really love it. And then at the same time, you also find like a lot of different things. Well, you learn about history and stuff like that. But yeah, so that was what I did on Friday. On Saturday I didn't have to go to work, so I did sleep in on that day. Unfortunately, we also had to do groceries on this day. We went to an Asian grocery store that's a couple of minutes away from our house, and I hate doing groceries. I know it's very, very mandatory for like grown-ups, for adults, for all these adulting things, but like I hate it. I can do the laundry 100 times a day and like fold and put things away. But if you ask me to do groceries every single day, I think I'm going to lose my mind. Let me know if you guys are one of those people who hates groceries as well, because I feel like I'm the only one who just totally despises doing groceries. And then after we did the groceries, my family and I decided to try this new Filipino restaurant, which was okay. It's called Dave's Kitchen, but I don't know, it's just one of those times where like it's good, and then when you go back to it, it just is not as good as you thought it was the first time around, which is really, really weird. Yeah, so that was what we did for dinner. And then on Sunday we did go to church at 11 in the morning. And then after that, we just decided to go to a mall that's closer to downtown Toronto. Actually, it is in downtown Toronto. And then when we got home, I don't know what it is about this week or like this month, which is like the month of June, but I was sleeping quite late. On Sunday that night, I slept at 6 in the morning. To be honest, I think I was reading my book, but I don't really remember because I didn't write it down. All I did was write down 6 a.m., which is basically the time that I went to sleep. Okay, so that was basically my whole entire week. And then as you guys can see, the full spread, I really like how this turned out. Like I said, it's really, really nice. And I really do wish that I had more of Kat's butterflies, because I really, really love them. And I really love how this turned out with the butterflies. I also use the clouds that she also had in her freebies up on top. And yeah, like it's a really pretty freebie. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you so much. Bye.